What's up, e-bike crew? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've made any videos, but today's video is going to be about how to remove a rear hub and how to change the tire. A lot of people have questions about that when they're out riding and stuff. It's very simple, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do it. Well, there it is, the dreaded flat tire. Riding a bike, it's just kind of part of it. So if you've either already experienced it or you will soon, and I'm going to show you how to take care of it yourself without having to worry about calling anybody or taking it to a shop. It's very simple. I'll list all the tools and everything in the description below. So let's get on with the procedure. Okay, the first thing I like to do is obviously get off the trail, get out of the way, and try to find a flat, grassy area, or at least some place that's kind of soft, and then we'll go ahead and flip the bike upside down. And to make it real easy to flip your bike upside down, if you grab your back brake and lock the back wheel and lift up on the handlebars, it'll come back real easy and you can set it down real gently. Okay, now let's get out some tools. Okay, I always carry a little bag of tools with me, and in here it's got what we need. And I also carry a tube. You can carry a patch kit, but I find carrying a tube, it's just the fastest way to get back on the road and get home. And then I always repair my tires at home. So let me show you the tools that we're gonna need for today. It's very, very simple, very basic stuff. So you're gonna need a multi-wrench. This is what I usually use to get off the back bolts on the rear. You're gonna need a pump to air up your tire and your tube when you're done changing it. You also may need a couple of tire levers. And like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below to all the tools I have. This is Pam's old makeup case, but I didn't care. It works, right? So anyways, those are all the tools that you're gonna need. So let's get to taking the tire off and getting this flat repaired. Okay, as per any hub motor, you're gonna have a motor connect wire here from your controller to your rear hub. You're gonna go ahead and disconnect that. Then we're gonna have to break this zip tie to be able to get this wheel off. Let's do that. And yours may disconnect a little bit different than mine, but they all disconnect roughly about the same place. There we go. And I'm just gonna break this zip tie just like so. Now what we're gonna do is take our multi-tool or our adjustable wrench, and we're gonna go ahead and remove these bolts. And try to remember, they have washers here, and just try to remember where your washers go. You can see I got one on the inside there, one on the outside there, and it looks like maybe the same on this side. I've never taken this one apart, so I don't know. But you just want to put it back together the way you took it apart. Okay, once we get the bolts removed, go ahead and take the one nut off all the way. And you want to take your multi-wrench and you want to put it on this part of the hub. As you'll see, it's shaped flat on two sides, and you just want to take it and give it a wiggle to get that wheel to start to work out of there. Now that it's loose, let's go ahead and pull the wheel off. And just go ahead and set your chain down lightly, that way it doesn't twist or kink up or anything like that. So now that we got this off, let's go ahead and show you how to get the tube out of there, to repair it or to swap it out. Okay, now that we got to set our wheel down here. And I like to set mine so the brake rotor's facing out, that way I don't do any damage to it while I'm working on it. And to slowly start to get the wheel off, I just start trying to break the bead. Like they're usually pretty easy to break, as you can see. It's kind of already breaking loose. It's already coming away from the wheel. You can hear it kind of pop once in a while. We go ahead and do that. Now we'll get all our multi-tool and start getting part of the tire off. So you just take your multi-tool, the flat end, you stick it inside the tire, like so. You bring it up, and as you can see, the rubber starts coming off. So I'll just take another multi-tool and step down just a little bit and do it again. And once you get a couple of them on there, you can get the multi-tool out of the way. You just grab your tire, you can just slowly start pulling it around. And that's as far as we're going. We're only going to take it halfway off the wheel, as you can see there. It's only halfway off. Then what I like to do next is your valve stem, go ahead and remove the cap. Put it so it's up at the highest point. And then you just go ahead and wiggle it through the hole and kind of work it from the inside at the same time. Get your fingers in there and push. You'll hear it come out, and then once you get that valve out over the rim here, you can see it's coming. Try not to pull on it too hard, you got to pull on it a little bit, and then grab the tube and you just start working it till it starts to come out of that rim. There we go, just like so. There we go. As you can see, we got the tube completely out. And for video purposes, I will go ahead and use the new tube. So you just open this up. Comes in some plastic. Take your multi-tool, scar the plastic somehow. There we go. And before we go ahead and put it back in, what we want to do is we want to put a little bit of air inside this tube. So let's go ahead and do that. It does take a couple of minutes with this tiny little pump, but you know, it's better than being stranded. So once the tube kind of starts to take a little bit of shape, you don't want too much in there, you just kind of want it to keep shape a little bit. We're going to go ahead and reinstall it inside the wheel. And I pull the wheel all the way open like this, and I find the hole for the valve stem, which is down here at the bottom. I rotate it to the top and I push my tire over and hold it back so I can get to that valve stem real easy. I get my tube through the valve stem hole, then I put the cap on it to help keep it in place, so that way it can't pull back through there. Then you set the tire back down, and you just feed the tube back in. You just want to make sure that you push it down over the wheel really well, that it's all tucked inside. So once you got no tube showing there, what you're going to do is you're going to push on your tire to work that tire around the rim to get it back on. And it's gonna get tight towards the end, and you'll probably need 2 hands to do so. Let's see, nope, this one went right on. So then you wanna check it and make sure that you got a good seal around the side. Make sure there's no bulges or anything looking weird. Now we just set the tire down and I'm gonna go ahead and pump it up. I should mention, before you start pumping it up, make sure your valve stem is really straight. That means your tube's in there correctly and you're not gonna get a pinch here or anything like that. So just make sure the valve stem is really straight before you start pumping air into your tube once it's inserted into the tire. Okay, as you can see here, I got the tire probably about halfway pumped. And what I'm doing now is I'm checking to make sure the tire is seating in there correctly, that it's even all the way around. That way you don't get any wobble when you're going down the trail or the road. So you just want to make sure that it's going in even everywhere. Kind of flip it around. I give it a couple bounces. Make sure everything starts to get set where you need it. Now we'll go ahead and reinstall it on the bike, and then I'll finish pumping it up once the reinstall is done. So once we get the tire reinstalled and everything lined up, I like to give it a spin. Make sure nothing's dragging or rubbing or anything like that. That way we know we got it lined up as the way it was before. So the last thing we need to do now is go ahead and reconnect this cable. And you cannot screw this up. There's only one way it connects. Some of them have arrows on it, as this one does. I don't know if you can see that. There's an arrow there, and there's an arrow over here. So all we have to do is make the arrows line up. We're good to go. Now I do carry extra zip ties with me just for this purpose, so I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those and install it. So now that we got the tire back on, I'm going to go ahead and flip the bike over, and I'm going to go ahead and finish inflating the tire. Grabbing the back brake just to help that tire so it doesn't roll. Send it down nice and easy, and I'm going to put it up on the kickstand and finish inflating that rear tire. It does take a little while, like I said a few minutes ago, with these little tiny pumps, but it's definitely better than being stranded. So obviously there's no tire gauge. I don't get real picky on how much pressure I run. I just kind of set it by feel. Everybody's a little different. If you feel like, you know, a gauge is necessary, go ahead and put that in your toolkit. A little bit more and I'll be happy with it. Okay, I'm good with that. Now it's time to clean up and get back on the trail. Well, there you have it, back on the road. So hopefully you guys found this this little video useful. Hopefully you got some tips out of it. You know, everybody has their own way of doing things. But just remember, you know, that plug is no big deal. There's arrows to put it on, and you know, if you don't feel like it's going in right, just readjust it. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching my channel, guys. Sorry it's been so long since it's been out. And thanks a lot for the new subscribers and the old ones. Once I get to 1,000 subs, I'm gonna have a cool giveaway. Thanks a lot, guys, and happy riding.